Furthermore, I have selective court records where her PCP is as of now presently being sued for clinical misbehavior, where one of his past patients charges that she nearly passed on. Now we figured out that the specialist was not load up guaranteed Dr. Zachary, was not load up insured. And before I speak, I supplicate that God grace you now award me the energy to pass anything that message that I want on to tell you all, so we can all have a complete comprehension with new subtleties, encompassing the last snapshots of DC youthful fly spouse's life. Being delivered a few reports have been guaranteeing that the specialist who performed a medical procedure on Jackie O was not load up guaranteed, and had even had protests in regards to his strategies from past clients. And this has raised a ton of commotion from both hers and DC Youthfuls fans, who are presently asking the family and specialists to investigate the person. As per the new report, Jackie O was let out of the medical clinic subsequent to going through a really broad mother makeover, and she was recuperating without help from anyone else in a lodging. When police were called and told she was inert, now the general population has done more research on the specialist, and purportedly there's more about him. Now we figured out that the specialist was not load up confirmed Dr. Zachary, was not load up guaranteed. News sources like Media Takeout affirmed that the plastic specialist who supposedly carried out procedure on Wild and outstarred Jackie O before her unexpected demise had a background marked by grievances from patients, with one charging he left her ruined after the medical procedure, as opposed to conveying the flawless medical procedure he had guaranteed. And I have restrictive court records where her PCP is, as of now, currently being sued for clinical negligence, where one of his past patients affirms that she nearly kicked the bucket. Now, while Jackie O's reason for death has not yet been delivered, numerous news sources revealed she visited Miami-based plastic specialist Dr. Zatrioka for a mom makeover just before she passed on. She even affirms this with a since-erased Instagram post where she had shared an image of herself wearing a clinical outfit, as she remained close to Oka, who was wearing cleans even with a quick takedown of the transfer. Instagram accounted specialist made highlight bands in Hollywood, opened both caught the post before it was eliminated. It incorporated the subtitle "Preparing for my mom makeover" with Dr. Zach. Stay tuned to my YouTube for the full uncover. Following her passing, new subtleties arose about Oka, since the public needs to comprehend what precisely befell DC Youthful's child mom. It would seem being keen on this specialist has uncovered that he isn't precisely who he says he is, as a specialist. He has had various clients griping about the techniques he did to them. News source page 6 detailed that Dr. Oka, who is known as a liposuction and BBL expert, had beforehand apparently documented claims against a portion of his previous patients over pessimistic surveys they posted internet-based about his work. Having a specialist with different pessimistic surveys is a warning without anyone else, and getting one who has over and again sued his clients as a considerably greater warning. It just so happens in July 2021, Oka sued patient Layla Penn for an excess of $30,000 after she left a genuine self-survey charging she had been left ravaged in the wake of visiting the specialist. As per court archives got by page 6, Oka is then said to have countered the claims by saying Penn's cases were bogus. However, he excused the claim in December 2021. In a range of 1 month, the specialist recorded one more claim against another patient named Kyla Nierenberg in August 2021, who guaranteed in a Google survey that cheerful patients of his don't exist. And very much like beforehand, it's accounted for that Oka additionally asserted those comments were misleading, yet again excused that claim in December 2021. And from these two occasions, virtual entertainment clients are calling for Florida specialists to explore Oka following Jackie O's demise, and every one of the pessimistic surveys being left web. Based by More News, Dr. Oka is an authorized clinical specialist in Florida, yet the leading body of American plastic medical procedure said it has not insured him as an expert in the field the web-based entertainment character, had posted a photograph of herself grinning with Dr. Zach in a medical clinic outfit and talked about how energized she was about the system, without understanding that the man going to do her strategy had supposedly ravaged one more lady's body and isn't even insured. So Dr. Zach works out of Peach One, Miami, and habitually posts consequences of his famous liposuction methods and Brazilian butt lifts on Instagram. Yet, unusually enough, he had cleaned any proof that would have associated him to Jacky O's, since the public had a go at searching for photos of her for him without viewing as her, and he even unfollowed her, or had never followed her in any case. This is clear by the way that the main picture connecting the two was the one Jacky O posted, and eliminated purportedly Jacky O had mentioned a mummy makeover, and a piece of the BBL corrective technique includes moving fat from different region of the body to the butt to give ladies a more thrilling edge. A rising number of ladies, including new mothers, have all the earmarks of being undergoing surgery. To stay aware of in vogue magnificence principles that extol Instagram cordial countenances and hourglass figures, paying little mind to how well known the methodology has become. It implies serious gamble has an expected 1 out of 3,000 patients passes on either on the table or not long in the wake of, as per the American culture of specialists. As per a similar leading group of American plastic medical procedure, Dr. Zach isn't a load-up confirmed plastic specialist, and he is qualified for certificate, assuming he finished the necessary specialty instructional classes and passed a progression of assessments directed by the load-up, which he evidently didn't. A representative with a plastic medical procedure load-up affirmed that it is legitimate to carry out plastic procedure methods with simply a clinical permit, yet specialists enthusiastically suggest seeing specialists who go through the certificate cycle. A load-up guaranteed specialist, Dr. David Schaefer, has said that he's seen endless instances of messed up patients who went abroad or saw more affordable positions, and that liposuction, particularly the BBL, can be unquestionably hazardous for the individuals who aren't knowledgeable in the field. He makes sense of expressing out loud whatever you're doing is taking fat, and yet again infusing it into the butt on the off chance that it's infused in some unacceptable spot. You can really infuse it, coincidentally, into one of the veins of the body. Well, it's hazy everything that Jacky O's mom makeover involved. Dr. Schaefer said to the U.S. Child that fat exchange is much of the time part of the methodology, and that occasionally, tragically, when fat is put into a vessel, it can venture out to the heart or cerebrum and carry on like a blood coagulation, which can promptly be horrendous. While clearly all medical procedures accompany an inborn gamble, Schaefer unequivocally urged the BBL inquisitive to see a load-up guaranteed specialist to relieve possible debacles, rather than anybody who professes to be a specialist and who professes to know how to do the method when gotten some information about getting methods, for example, the BBL from non-insured doctors. Schaefer said that tragically any specialist can call themselves a restorative specialist. Since there is no guideline about this, he said a genuine plastic specialist is load-up guaranteed by the American leading body of plastic medical procedure. Load-up affirmed plastic specialists are expected to have medical clinic honors and certify working offices in their workplaces, assuming that they will carry out procedure in their office. This is for patient security. He said that somebody carrying out procedure in an office ought to have the honor to carry out that equivalent procedure in the clinic. He guaranteed anyway that what occurred in secret in workplaces isn't completely controlled. Such countless non-plastic specialists pull off stretching the boundary of what they are doing in their office and non-licensed spaces. He then, at that point, gave an admonition for the BBL inquisitive and said patients ought to take care to pick the most grounded possibility for strategies. The load-up firmly urges shoppers to address any outstanding concerns while exploring which plastic specialist to utilize. A representative told the U.S. Sun while investigating about Jacky O's PCP. Many found pessimistic surveys The plastic specialist got and forewarned others to abstain from going to him, scrutinizing him for concealing the way that she was his patient, and added that it raised doubts Jackie O had been carrying on with her best existence with her child daddy and 3 kids when unexpectedly, all that just transformed, she had begun dating DC youthful fly, whose genuine name is John Whitfield, back in 2015. That very year he joined Wilden out. They have since invited 3 youngsters, girls Nova and Nala, and child ruler. The insight about her passing was affirmed by Bet Media gathering on Thursday, starting an online entertainment storm, grieving the deficiency of the wild and pariah. Part the representative composed, "We are profoundly disheartened by the death of Jacqueline O, a skilled wild and out relative, whose effect will be everlastingly cherished. And Miss Jackie O was a caring companion and dearest associate of the wild and untouchable, all through 5 seasons, all the more critically, she was a gigantic mother to 3 wonderful youngsters." The BT Media gathering stretches out our earnest sympathies to the Smith family DC youthful fly bee Simone Scratch Cannon, and all companions who adored and really focused on Jackie O during this troublesome time. How about we all additionally send love and petitions to the DC youthful family as they explore through this troublesome time? A fan on Twitter said, "Do what you feel is best for you. Kindly ensure you appropriately vet these specialists and ensure their load up. Ensure the specialist who carried out the procedure on Jackie O sadly was no other," said not the specialist who killed Jackie, gracious being in my school class. "I just knew him in passing, yet he was one of the drunkest individuals at that school. At any rate, we should not fail to remember that this video depends on hypotheses and my viewpoints, and ought to."